should definitely watch up to those in the education ministry, because up to 180 teachers working at public and private institutions in the country do not possess university degrees. Now, the new minimum academic qualifications set by the government for their jobs between now and 2030 in a policy shift may affect those already in service if they do not have degrees, those with diplomas and certificates. That's a sad one, I should tell you. But also to remind you that savings are being made better. And how better are they being made? Zabu says, your money, your future. How you do that is by dialing *292# for the MTN subscribers, and then you can definitely start investing in any bond that you wish to have. Well, for the MTN subscribers, like I said, *292#, you follow the prompts, register, have a NIN with you, then in the next 24 hours you will be ready to invest in any bond and security because of Zabu. These markets open at 8:15 a.m. and close at 3:15 a.m. East African Standard Time on a daily. Markets are open Monday to Friday, only closed during weekends and public holidays that do happen within weekends as well as within the working days, that is Monday to Friday. So when you look at that, you have the opportunity to invest in bonds and securities courtesy of Zabu. Zabu is powered by Altex East Africa, which says do something new today. And now let's have more motivation as you start your business day. It is 30th of November 2022, and clearly tomorrow will be 1st of December. But how do you say goodbye to the month of November? Let's first have our business tip of this morning. The tip says always over deliver. If you want to ensure that the customers buy from you again and again and that they tell others about you, over delivering is very critical. It does not mean that you have to do something big that causes you to lose money. It can be something small to you, but maybe something big for the customer. Over delivering can be accomplished in different ways. Well, you see, besides over delivering as a business person, when you look at the service sector, especially media, people in food delivery businesses and all that happens and all that, over delivering has always been a key priority in any aspect. Reason being, if you ever want to understand that customers give feedback, do beyond your expectations, because then you're unpredictable. If someone gets to know that, well, you see, the best thing that comes from that restaurant is providing chicken imported from Kenya, how about if you give them chicken right from Uganda, locally, you know, the local breeds of chicken here? We've got some restaurants who do definitely import most of their food products away from Uganda. And surprisingly, not only from Uganda, but also they are operating in Kenya and in Tanzania and in Rwanda, but they are not using, for instance, Irish potatoes in the same country. So these are some of the things that you clearly have to look at. But always over delivering, for example, do beyond your expectation, what the customers expect from you. Even when you're an employee, sometimes your boss wants you to deliver beyond what they've told you to, because that way they are going to appreciate you and you will be receiving some promotions in one way or the other. So always over delivering is very critical for you as a business person, because that way you're gaining more through the over delivery of services, and the way you are attending to your customers will clearly say a thing or two about it. So as we are ending the year, rather as we are ending the month, well anyway, we are as well ending the year by a month's time from now, but as we are coming to the end of the year, as we are ushering into the month of December, these are some of the things as a business person you need to have. That over delivering is something that will add on to your business growth. Now let's have a look at our business quotes this morning. Colin Powell, a US statesman and retired 4-star general in the United States Army, says, "A dream does not become reality through magic. it does take sweat, determination, and hard work. And I think the other word that we did add is patience, though, because a dream is not going to become a reality through magic. It's not something that's going to happen today, and because you've dreamt about it or because you visualize something and you want this to happen. No, it is going to take you a lot of hard work, a lot of determination, and you're supposed to be dedicated as an individual, but most probably as well you need to be patient, you as a person. Sometimes we are not patient because we want to see results every other day. I've started my business today, I want customers today, I want customers tomorrow immediately, I want this number of sales, I want my business to grow by next year. Of course, it is so good for you to always set a bar high for yourself, because that way you're going to be hitting the right points. But well, certain things really need a lot of patience, but of course you really need to stay on the right track, be determined, but put in the resilience and the hard work that will definitely push you to see your dreams become a reality. It's not just magic that things are going to be bumping into you, apparently. No, you're going to have to work yourself out. You're going to work throughout every situation to ensure that things keep moving and things keep happening for you as an individual. So clearly, the month has come to an end, I should say, probably. But when you look back at the month of November, what are those things that you look at and say you're thankful for in your world of business before you usher into the month of December? I will tell you clearly that I did start this month away from Uganda. Started one from Kenya. Got to realize how businesses in Kenya are moving. Very professional country in there. Now, when you're moving to Uganda as well, a country with lots of entrepreneurs, but of course, most of them are under what we tag as the hustlers. So the name hustle is something that will definitely depict itself fully once you're in Kampala, because people will just wake up with no money, head into the city with no plan of where they're going to get their money, but in the evening time, someone will leave the city with a $10 in their hand. So that is how you can clearly see the word hustle being brought to life in Kampala, Uganda. So that's it for the business tips and the business quotes. Away from that, let's get into some of the social media trends that were happening yesterday, amongst which there was a trend on money. Money is something that we all need in life, but across the timeline in Uganda and across East Africa, people did have their say on money. Let's check this out with our social media trends this morning. So on Twitter, Muftmank did tweet that money is important for you, but for sure, but you don't have to go crazy over it. The Almighty has written it for you. There is no need for you to lie, cheat, deceive, resort to fraud, abuse the rights of others just to make some extra bucks. Greed doesn't pay. So Muftmank is clearly showing you that there is a lot that money can do, because it is important for sure, but it should not make you desperate, and you shouldn't go crazy over it, because it says the Almighty has written it for you. You will get the money. And Mba there for you, that is a Nigerian, says that save money today so money go save you tomorrow. You can see the kind of accent in that particular tweet. Save money today so money go save you tomorrow. So in simple terms, save money, because he believes in the next few months and weeks that same money is going to save you as an individual. People be tweeting every day, and they will tweet sense, and if you skip it, you lose. And Sinethemba, that is a South African name if I'm not mistaken, says that next year I really want to be more responsible with money. This year was chaos and I wasted so much of it. So when you look at this particular one, clearly taking us back to management of our finances, how good did you use your money? How well did you spend your money? This is a tweet that goes to everyone who wasted their money. So I believe we all wasted our money this year onto something that wasn't worth it, and we later on regretted. But well, it is time for us to start from there. Not even next year, but tomorrow is December. We should be starting to be responsible on the way we use our money. That is Sinthemba, who says, next year I really want to be more responsible with money. This year was chaos and I wasted a lot of it. Now, Iconic Man that is a Ugandan, on Twitter said, I once received 700,000 from a random mobile money agent and I rushed to withdrew part of it and sent the rest to Brenda real quick, only for my dad to call and ask if I received the money for my young bro's tuition. Wow, that's another difficult one. That's the situation that you don't want to get in touch with. Receiving money randomly from a mobile money agent and thinking someone has thought about you and just sent you money. You've not asked who has sent you the money. And I believe Iconic Money's Brenda is a girlfriend or a wife to him, so he decided to share with the girlfriend because men have priorities to the women they love. So I think he sent it there. Now the dad had to call to remind him, hey, big man, have you received your brother's tuition? I think some people have all been through such situations, receiving money, and at the end of the day you realize the money you received wasn't supposed to be chewed. It was supposed to be used for anything. Now, Ugly Boy Graham says, what money can do not exist. Nigerian in there saying, what money can do not exist. Trust me, what money can do not exist. But then how desperate are you for that money? Because money will buy you lots of things apart from life. Because with this current generation, you want a good suit, you will have money. You want good food, you have to use money. You want a good car, you want to have good, you want a good house, it's money. Everything supported by money. It's only the health that is definitely written all over fate. So with money, you can control the largest percentage of your life, if that's the right way to put it. But how do you get it and how do you position yourself to get it? So still looking through the timeline here to show you amongst the trends that were over there on Twitter. Now, Uber Facts did say that holding money in your hand can reduce stress levels as well as minimize pain. Wow, that's a tweet for you this morning. Holding money in your hand can reduce stress levels as well as minimize pain. Have you ever been there and you're stressed over something, but the truth is you're only stressed because you do not have money to solve the problems you have? And that is a tweet that clearly puts it out there. Uber Fact says, holding money in your hand can reduce stress levels as well as minimize pain. I don't know whether your pain has been minimized in any way, but according to Uber Facts, that is the thing. If you hold money in your hands today, however little it is, you will definitely feel like, yes, I have the reason to smile again. So those are some of the trends on social media. We do bring you those particular ones that are taking you and targeting the business community for you to look at what was happening across the timelines the previous day. And that particular trend on money was among those key topics of discussions throughout the timeline yesterday. That's it for the social media trends this morning. Now let's get more from the updates. As pretty much a situation, Uganda will be joining the rest of the world in observing the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Now, this day will be celebrated internationally on 3rd December. Now, among the commemoration of the International Day for Persons with Disabilities is one of the advocacy activities by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development here in Uganda. So, if you're to look at this, let's get more of the statistics. According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, if I can ask my producer to give me some of those particular statistics in there. According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, as of 2016, the population aged 2 years and above, the disability prevalence rate was 12.4%, which translates to 6,466,798 people, and out of these, 49.26% and 50.74% are males and females respectively. So the census estimated that the highest forms of disabilities were difficulty in seeing, that is 6.5% of the population. Then there's also difficulty in remembering, that is 5.4%. Difficulty in walking, 4.5%. There's difficulty in hearing, that is for the deaf, 3.1% of those particular. Now the blind make up 6.5% of that, and difficult with those, the lame people, making up 4.5%. If you're to look at that particular report coming in from the Uganda Bureau of Statistics as of 2016. So that is a population aged 2 years and above. from 2 years and above. So when you look at the persons with disabilities, further requested for an increment in the allocation for the National Special Grant for persons with disabilities to at least 17 billion Ugandan shillings to cater for the 31 local governments that had not benefited from the grant. And according to this particular one, the budget for the program was enhanced by government from 9.6 billion Ugandan shillings to 16.6 billion Ugandan shillings, approximately 17 billion there, in the financial year 2022-2023. And there's a total of 2,656 persons with disability groups which will benefit from the program. So persons with disabilities were allocated 10% of the Parity Development Mono funds, and they can now access these funds through their PDM circles. The persons with disabilities had requested for an increment in the allocation for the National Special Grant to at least 17 billion, of which the government did agree, and you could see that most of them will be receiving that particular amount. Now, furthermore, if you look at this particular one, is that persons with disabilities will at least receive, according to the allocation, 16.6 billion in this financial year, with a total of 2,656 persons with disability groups. So, according to the groups that have been recorded by the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, clearly shows you that with 2,656 persons with disability groups, they will all benefit of the 16.6 billion. And it is to ensure that this money goes to the different households countrywide for the persons with disabilities to benefit. And when you look at this, this is to enhance transparency under the National Special Grant for persons with disability. And if you're to look at the list of disbursements for the grant for each local government since financial year 2019-2020, which was disbursed to all members of parliament, there was an intention to facilitate monitoring and the oversight. Then also, furthermore, previously the program was demand driven, which meant that they were acting on first come, first served basis. However, starting this financial year, every local government has been allocated an inductive planning figure to ensure equity in allocation of grants. Now, last year's National Disability Symposium drew a lot of success with stakeholders supporting a reasonable number of persons with disabilities in different aspects. And going forward, the National Disability Forum has been adopted as a precursor for stakeholders to brainstorm, identify, and discuss strategies that can improve the well-being of persons with disabilities as well. So the commemoration last year left out many persons with disabilities due to its scientific nature, remember, due to COVID-19, and this year the commemoration will be held in Kole district, which will involve stakeholders through, although if you look at it, there will be strict observance of the COVID-19, and then there's also issues to do with Ebola. So this will strictly be observed to ensure that the celebrations continue. However much they won't be scientific, but also there will have to be this kind of mitigations in one way or the other. So the expectations is high to observe the standard operating procedures on the 3rd of December in Kole district, as Uganda will be joining the rest of the world to commemorate the International Persons with Disabilities Day. Well, in the 2022-2023 financial year, 16.6 billion Ugandan shillings was allocated to meet the grievances of the persons with disabilities. And this particular money is definitely dispatched through the over 2,000 persons with disabilities groups, and to ensure that the money goes direct to their different livelihoods, and to ensure that they support them further in that way or the other. So when you look at that particular aspect from there, as we've seen through the statistics that have been portrayed there from the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, the population from 2 years and above was at 12.4%. So clearly this is translating to over 6,466,798 people with disabilities in the country, and that means the numbers continue to increase. If not so, they are already 7 million. And surely that's it for the issue to do with more of the SMB outlets this morning. Well, with 22 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, when we do return after the break, tell you what, I do have something coming in from the SMB sports business segment, and then also from the entertainment economies is Bariti Andrew, will be giving you more details coming in from that sector. That is actually a sector that is making some money. Entertainment in Uganda here, if you look at that, many people are making some good money off the entertainment sector. But so wait for more of those particular updates coming up shortly after this is Smart Means Business. I'm Jerome Paul Sonko. Stick around.